Welcome to BizTech's Asia's hottest startup show. Now, over the next year, we're going to be featuring the hottest startups across Asia, sharing their entrepreneurial journeys and sharing with us just why they may be Asia's next unicorns. Now, today's guest is Dato Nazmi Abdul Talib. He's the founder of i-3s. Now, welcome to the show, Nazmi.
Thank you, Brian. I'm glad to be here.
Now, Nazmi, you founded i-3s in 2012. Give us an overview of i-3s, what i-3s does, and also what's your journey been so far?
We started in 2012. The first concept of the i-3s. Back then, there was no name to it. I think basically, in a nutshell, i-3s answers some of the main problem statements in school about the life of their child. How do the parents monitor the progress of their child in school and know about the activities and any personal issues timely, accurately, and easily, in order for parents to make an informed decision about what actions to take. i-3s has been constructed to give parents access to information and controls with respect to four things: attendance analysis, classroom or club activities, exam results, and also spending patterns or money management. So we are on version 2 now of the system, which we adapted after our 2018 trial run in a few schools. So we learned a
Now,
few things.
Nazmi, how many schools did you do in your trial run?
We did 5 schools. We did 5 schools,
Okay.
relatively okay performance, and then we came back. We learned a few things from the customer behavior.
Share with us what are the learnings that you learned perhaps in that small scale with 5 schools that will then allow you to scale quickly and not make the same mistakes and as you go to the 2,000 schools that you want to do.
Okay, good question. We learned by, I mean, that it's not in the beginning, but in a hard way, we learned that just by putting a system in the school doesn't mean that it ensures a success. What we learned is that some of the processes that we feel that the teachers or the school would do it was not done. So we focused back the system to be managed by the parents mainly, rather than the school administrators. So that is one of the key learnings that we learned. And the kids, while they are excited, this boils down to parents' adoption of the system. So also another area that we are looking at in how to entice the parents to actually go on board within the first month of implementation. So those two things are quite key for this program.
So this is very interesting because essentially you're empowering parents in public schools, in government schools, to do a lot of the things that people pay a lot of money for to do in international schools.
That's right. That's exactly what we're trying to do here for the government. So we have spoken to Ministry of Education quite a lot on this. Of course, everybody's interested to do the payment side, right? Because that's where the money is. But just by having payment in school, this is not really one of the things that school is looking at or the parents are looking at. That's like a second thing that they want. It's like a luxury for them to have payment in school for electronic payment. But there are other things that they are more concerned of when managing their kids in school. So we learn that and we hear that from them.
Okay, so you walk us through how you make money. What's your business model?
I think, simply put, we get paid every time someone uses our cards. So the children and the teachers are given a student and teacher's ID. So they take attendance and they do payments in the canteen or the bookstore. Our main revenue generator is from the purchases within the school by kids and teachers. So we do not open up the cards to be used on the retail side for some reason. We charge the transaction fee to the canteen operators for every purchase in order to make the rest of the system features be used for free by the school. So
Okay.
in a nutshell, schools and parents doesn't have to pay anything at all for adopting i-3s to manage their children. Also, I want to highlight, in addition, because of this pandemic, we have actually created an online ordering menu for parents to buy food for their kids in advance. So parents, they can pay for this food using their e-wallet and directly into the canteen's account. We found that schools recently been a bit creative in managing this. They started using WhatsApp and Google Forms to pre-order food, and it's served in the class because of the social distancing during the CMCO. So it was really a mess actually to manage that, and the teachers are complaining a bit of the extra work that they have to do.
Okay. So now, what's the size of this market here? Because you've done a prototype of 5 schools, and you have a contract with the Ministry of Education, right? So what's that all about? Tell us more about this.
In terms of marketplace, we're talking about 10,000 schools for Malaysia. Our approval is for 2,000 schools. Basically, okay, they are city schools, they are urban schools. I think the size of the market, if you're talking about students alone, is about 5 million students in Malaysia. And in 2,000 schools that we are getting, I think the impacted population of Malaysia should be about 25%. So technically 25% of the Malaysian population will be on our platform once we finish implementing this contract, right? I think my proposition for this, that we are partner of Ministry of Education in digitalizing the schools for free, right, at no cost to the ministry. So we don't really want to charge anything to the parents when reloading or using the cards by their kids, and we only sign up schools that are really ready, right, in terms of their mindsets to get digitalized. All the stakeholders, they are briefed and all agree. So that's why we are very confident that our revenue line will stick because we have spoken to every stakeholders in school to do this.
And I think, Nazmi, the critical factor with this is also the fact that you're taking a very probably an intelligent approach by focusing on the urban schools first, where there is spending power, so that your revenue stream is not affected, and then you probably roll it out as it goes on. So you're looking at the most valuable customers first, ironically, and then which is the correct strategy to obviously do, and then work towards implementing the other schools.
Okay, yeah, I think this we are forecasting around 1.6 billion gross transaction value from the 2,000 schools alone, and the 2,000 schools give us around 60% of the student population. So yeah, you're right in saying that we are focusing on this first, but we are also interested to look at the balanced 8,000 rural schools. Hopefully, with the help of the Ministry of Education, we can roll them out within maybe the second or the third year. That's our plan. These are, transactions that's captured in school. I mean, if you're talking about the e-commerce value proposition for this program, the figures can easily be double.
What do you see, however, these are good numbers. Obviously, you've thought this out very true, but where do you see the execution challenges as you are scaling? Now, for you to go from 5 to 2,000 students is quite a big, 2,000 schools is quite a big leap. What do you see are the challenges in terms of execution?
I think for us, I think the partnership with a lot of people is the key thing to this program. I would not say that we can do it alone. Of course, we are interested to partner with a lot of people, synergistic partnership. But the key thing is having agencies to help us in every state to do the execution and the support, right? one of the things that we need to do is like relationship management with the school. So in order to make sure that the program is successful, we got to put in a lot of programs, fun programs for the kids, and supportive program for the school itself, like the PTAs, for us to be able to support them and help them in maintaining their schools and doing all the activities. So i-3s is a platform to actually also generate some digital money that can be converted into cash or sponsorship to the school. So these are things that maybe if you look at it, this program doesn't really shout much about it, but in the background, this is what's going to happen. So the schools will be very, very supportive of our program.
And in terms of revenue, sir, I think you mentioned a figure of 1.6 billion in terms of gross merchandise value or gross transaction value, right? So, and your transaction fee is how much out of that?
Okay, we have a few programs with the school, depending on how they would like to take it. It's between 5 to 8% of transaction. Yeah. And this will be used mainly to pay for equipments and internet fees and bank charges. Of course, the support and the big team that we are engaging now will also be part of our revenue sharing partners.
Okay, now you've got quite a good management team, and I looked at your investor mandate. Walk us through how you built that. How did these guys come about? Why did they join you, and what value do they add to the table?
Okay, in our deck, we highlighted a few people. Mainly my partner Dato, who is an experienced investor and had done several listings of companies all over the world. He supports us in gearing up the company financially, and also to find synergistic partners we can hook up with. My technology director, Nur Amin, is our pioneer in creating this i-3s system with me to whatever it is today. So he's not just a software engineer, he also understands the market needs and able to adapt his designs accordingly. We have Ken, who is an experienced startup entrepreneur that can see through proper implementation and operations of the company. He's our latest member. We have Mutu. Mr. Mutu is charged to manage the financial transactions of i-3s. He was from the bank and also a payment gateway company before, so he had a lot of experience doing that. Then myself, I'm the founder of this program, and the designs and business model was created by me to ensure that everyone is able to accept the program in a win-win situation. This team is about 2 years old, save me and Nur Amin, which we started the development back in 2016.
Now, you're going through a fundraising campaign right now, and you've got an ECF campaign. Can you tell us a little bit more about it? What you're looking to raise, what valuation, etc.
I think in our ECF we were interested to be getting about around 4 million from the ECF market. Investors with a 16.7% equity being offered. It will mainly go into the 100 schools that we have secured, mainly into equipments, of course operations, and then some promotions activities that we think that would entice users to actually use the system quickly. The valuation is done by MyStarter, which is the ECF platform, and we have a pre-money valuation about 20 million based on our forecasted revenue within our contract.
Okay, and what sort of runway does this 4 million give you after you bought your equipment and put that through?
Right, about 15 months if we not considering the revenue that we receive. So I think we will be profitable in year 2, which I think is healthy.
Okay, and profitable in year 2. I think investors like to hear things like that. But what's your funding plan post ECF, and what is the exit strategy? Because after all, investors are looking for a return on their capital?
Okay, I think let me share you a bit of my plan, our company plan. This 2021 Q1, we are expecting about 100 schools to be implemented. My team, we recruited 7 agencies who are going to do marketing and promotions to the rest of the schools, that 2,000 schools. So we are expecting around Q2 end to get another 900 registrations. So the next funding will be to fund that 900 deployment within the 2021. Maybe looking at VCs or vested interest companies, big GLCs who are into education in a big way, to partner up with us. Of course, we have Boost as a important strategic partner to get these digital schools up within the Malaysian market. They are just not the e-wallet partner, they are also co-investor in this program. 60% of the capex will be funded by Boost, right? So that being said, we are also looking at success in implementation. So not to be too optimistic, but I think 1,000 schools by end of 2021 is doable. Looking at the people that we are already working with and the team that is engaged to do the installation and all. If we do well, I would love to have an IPO at maybe 2 or 3 years time to achieve the last 1,000 schools, right? We can raise money from the market, maybe for the balance of the 1,000 schools, which at that time, maybe the MOE is also looking at the 8,000 schools to be implemented once this, we can show some success rate. Yeah. If you talk about IPO, I think we are evaluating ourselves at about 575 million revenue with a PE of 15 when we do the IPO.
Okay. Yeah. Nazmi, thank you very much and good luck with your fundraising and all the best in executing your plans. We've been speaking to Dato Nazmi Abdul Taib, the founder of i-3s on BizTech's Asia's hottest startup show. I'm Brian Fernandez. Please check us out on www.biztech.asia for business and technology conversations via articles, podcasts, or videos. Please subscribe